Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is Gritty, Episode 2, Three's Company.
Pile of pickles and beans.
You want some?
No.
Oh, damn it. I don't know why I made so many pickles. I don't like pickles. I made there's 20 jars of pickles up there.
It seemed like the thing to do at the time, so you did that.
Yeah, it was the thing to do.
It's just water, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Really good thing to
Vodka. Whole lot of vodka.
do. Really good thing to
Hey,
do
my
with
boy.
that, taking pickle juice and just putting it into soups. Honestly, it might sound weird, but
No, I did that with pulled pork the one time. I put in a jar of pickled peppers in the pulled pork, and nobody liked it because there was too many vegetables in the pulled pork, but I thought it was great.
oh, yeah, love it.
All right, now
Journey today.
that we're all here, we can officially start. Everybody has a character. Everybody's good to go. Clovis is going to be annoying until the end, but we'll deal with that. So,
calm down.
from the billowing tin towers through the shining streets of Showtown and the tall buildings of Coins Hollow, all the way past the docks into the muddy bogs, crooks and criminals fill the streets, waiting for a chance to get a leg up on one another. In a city where coin is the common denominator and crime is endemic among all walks of life, Knott's Haven can be your salvation or your demise. The only question you have to ask yourself is, are you gritty? Welcome back, everybody, for episode 2, possibly episode 3 of this new campaign that Death Needs Dialogue is putting together. Last time, our 2 crew members, Avery and Cleo. Avery and Cleo caused a ruckus outside of a food establishment. Can't remember the name of the food establishment. But you shot 2 of Pedro Price's men and left the other 2 tied up on the ground, making away with one of his trucks and a lot of his equipment, without the whiskey, unfortunately.
We tried.
Kind of fell over.
Yeah, whose fault was that?
Oh, I'm not going to get into this. We tried. We failed.
We failed.
I'd say it was a moderate success. Lots of rep, lots of coin. Today, you guys find yourself back at the tavern. What was the tavern called? Did you get a name for the tavern?
The Speak.
The Speak? Okay.
The Speak.
Sounds good. Back at the Speak. Still kind of run down. Not very well. There's a couple of tables, rickety, a couple of chairs. You have maybe 2 or 3 vagrants in there with a bit of coin, maybe a bit of something to trade to get access to booze, but nothing really major at this point. While outside on the street, you guys can hear the clacking of wagon wheels and the clopping of horse hooves as they pull up in front of the Speak, and it stops. This is very, very shiny brown lacquered wagon. 2 very large horses. One is white and one is black, mottled with gray.
Okay.
The door swings open. You guys can see through the window. A couple of the windows in the big pane, it's kind of split up into 8 or 10 different small windows are broken, and you can see when the doors open, and a large man in a suit walks out. I mean, large enough where he kind of has to shimmy sideways through the door in the wagon. It's not all muscle. He's got a fairly large belly on him, but he comes to the door and he just opens the door to the Speak and stands there.
Avery's behind the bar, currently wiping out a mug, and he looks over and just looks the guy up and down. And he'll just go ahead and does he recognize him at all?
Roll something.
Roll that. Okay, that I'll do survey. I guess for that to kind of just look him over and just see if I recognize him. Because I only have 1 pip in that. That's a 2.
That's a 2. You don't recognize him at all, but you do see past him. You see an elderly man sitting in the wagon, and you notice that his one eye has this large scar from the top of his forehead down his cheek, and the eye is in fact gone all gray and milky, and he's looking at you. And then the man at the door speaks up and he says, Avery, Cleo, you've been requested.
What do you mean, by who?
Who do you think?
Well, they wouldn't have asked if we knew.
Kind of.
No.
He shoots a glare at you, Cleo, and he says, Grayson Willard.
Grayson Willard.
You know that name. Grayson Willard is a past crew member of the previous gang you guys were of. The gang was previously called the Swift.
And Grayson Willard was an ally.
Yes, he was part of the gang. Yeah.
Okay.
And he during your time before the gang got busted up, he had retired, wealthy, and went on to one of his pastures in the Shroon Valley.
Okay, so he retired before everything happened?
Yes.
Before we got... How convenient.
Oh. And he hears that name and he just kind of furrows his brow. Grayson! Oh, I thought he retired. I thought he didn't want anything to do with us. Because he went on his own way, but if he wants to see us, then he just kind of shrugs broadly. He looks over to a couple of little vagrants that are there and he says, We're closing up early. Get out!
You can hear the glasses clink together as they hurry and they finish whatever is in their broken little glasses and teacups, and they hurry out by this man, kind of wedging by this man's fairly large gut.
So Avery goes back and just takes off his bar apron, and he kind of hangs it up on a hook, and he rolls his neck and moves forward towards the door, holding the keys in his pocket so that he can lock up his ramshackle.
You definitely have a lock on it, by the way. Even though half the windows are busted open.
We have a lock on the door.
Somebody could get in, they just might get cut. That's all.
Risk tetanus.
Yeah. Especially in this age, it's bad. That's bad. So you guys head out. Do you head out as well, Cleo?
Yeah, I'll get my shoes.
Okay. So you guys walk out to the wagon. The door of the wagon is still open.
Avery notices Cleo come out, putting her shoes on, and then he just kind of shrugs at her. You're walking around here with your no fucking shoes on. What the hell? There's broken glass along the floor.
Have you seen these? They're not very comfortable.
All right, there are heels.
But that'd make my legs look good.
Out by the wagon, you guys can see this old, withered man, gray hair. I said that he's got the milky eye and the scar down his face, and he just kind of watches as you guys walk up. There's another shadowed man inside the wagon as well. You can't really make him out. That's the 2 that you failed. And as you approach it, as you approach the wagon, the man begins to speak, and he says, Avery. Hold on, wait, I get the accent.
Old man.
Yeah.
Old man.
How you don't wonder her body?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Maybe we're tired.
I
Getting
haven't
old.
seen my grandkids in 37 years.
He's got no grandkids, they're all dead.
Spicy.
I don't get home before 7 o'clock. I'll miss Matlock. Yeah, Mass is coming on. I need to see it.
Got that Wheel of Fortune and not
These
good.
new radio programs are wonderful. Fuck.
So, as you guys walk up, just as you're outside of the wagon, he looks out past you guys at perhaps the guy standing behind you, and he says, Willard, make a distraction. And Willard kind of walks over and grabs one of the nearest people he can find and starts bashing his face and throws him over a barrel. The barrel kind of splashes down, some rainwater left into it. It seems to be gathering all the eyes in the local vicinity, and he says, "Get in the wagon."
He started beating the hell out of a civilian, threw him over a barrel that was full of rainwater, and he's looking at us, telling us to get in the wagon.
Get in the wagon.
Oh.
Cleo reaches her hand out to Avery to help her up.
He just casts a glance at Cleo.
Shoes.
And then
She needs a hand up.
he's like about to slap her hand away, but then he realizes, he got fucked up right then. He takes her hand and helps her up into the wagon.
You guys get in the wagon, the door shuts, and it begins to clatter on away from this fight that's ensuing near the alley between the tavern, between the Speak and whatever building is next to it. You guys go on for a bit, and this is when you kind of look beside you and you see this new face. Describe yourself.
Early mid-30s, unshaven.
Is that all it takes?
Yeah.
Mid-30s,
Not much
unshaven?
anymore.
Got a 1,000-yard stare to him. Like he look at you, but he's looking through you, in a sense.
Much like a bullet.
Kinda. He's got almost like this permanent raccoon bag under his eyes.
Concealer and tongue.
And then
He's also wearing a nice hat.
he's wearing a nice hat.
That's like the one nice thing about him is that everything else is shit, but he's wearing a nice hat.
And you see that his face is different. You guys didn't realize it at first, but then you do recognize him. You remember him. He was part of your crew. But his face is not the same anymore after. He took a lot of beating. You, Cleo, were at the same time getting tied. You guys were tied back to back on the chairs, getting the shit beat out of you. When you guys had first met, this is when Avery was in the back room getting his hands smashed with a hammer.
Yep.
Way back when Price kind of started pushing the Swift gang out of town. But you recognize him now. What was your name again?
Sergei Kamarov.
Sergei Kamarov. So, he kind of looks over at Sergei, and he remembers. You'd remember his name probably.
I would imagine so. They didn't beat your brain in.
Yeah,
just your hands.
They made it hard to do things, not to think. So,
and you would know that Fulton and another character, I can't remember his name right off the bat, got you guys out of the city before you were killed, and got you out into the pastures where you guys could heal, where they got doctors up and fix you guys up. But that is him, and this is them.
By the ire of a satyr, look at you. Sergei, is that you?
Unfortunately, eating the flesh.
What the hell have you been? Where'd you go?
The mountains.
What, the mountains? Oh my goodness.
Farthest away I could get.
Well,
Lots of good drink up there, I will say.
that's certainly a good way to go about it, but why are you back? I thought you would have scrammed.
The old life pulls strongly. That I ran out of money.
Oh,
There it is.
good enough reason as any, I suppose. Ugh. Well, he looks over to the man with the milky eye. And that's Grayson.
Yep.
That's Grayson. And did he have that milky eye before?
Oh yeah, he got that early on in his life, and was kind of his calling card. He kind of became a mastermind after that, and try and just pull the strings from behind the scenes.
Does he like to talk about it?
You trying to bring up past trauma? Hey man, how'd you get the eye?
Cool scar, bro.
He looks over at Grayson for a moment and he says, "So how's your retirement going?"
As well as you can expect. But I've heard some things about you three.
Well,
Good things.
I wouldn't call them very good. Taking on the Price gang, the holders, head on.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about. That's a whole lot of association.
I'm sure. He kind of
kinda
taps
cracks.
his eye and he says, I see everything.
You can hear him kind of wheeze a little bit under his breath.
Don't laugh at the angry guy driving.
He's just in the carriage.
You all did very well to keep the name off of the streets. But we hear everything. They know it was you. Price knows you're back. And I'm here to lend you a hand.
Well, we are not going to say no to any help, but we don't have exactly a good foothold. So, what do you propose? Do you know of anything that we could perhaps gain a little bit more leverage? Perhaps with Sergei's help as well?
I would suggest starting small. Taking from people and businesses over in the East Planks. I've seen you've made friends with the Iron Spines.
Oi.
A rough gang, them. Don't do them wrong. They'll find ways to dispose of your bodies quickly.
I'd imagine so. Wouldn't want to make too many enemies. We already got one in the works, and then we got to deal with price at some point. Don't exactly want to make too many more.
But I'm sure you can find enough coin on that front, on your own, with your own connections. I'm here to help you get back at Price. I don't much like what he's done. His brutality in the streets to remove the Swift gang left a sour taste in my mouth.
Oh.
And his eyes kind of linger on you and your scars, Cleo, for a moment. His eye kind of lingers there. And he says, if you're looking to take down Price, I've got a few things that you can do.
Would bring me no greater pleasure than putting a bullet in his head.
First, before you do that, I'm going to take his hands and use a hammer. A bigger one than he used on me.
So what we're saying is, I'll be last in line.
You'll be last in line, yes.
Good, I want to see the look on his face.
I wish you all the luck in taking on Price, but it's better to start small with him. Take out his members, take his turf, make him small, make him weak, whilst you gain strength and power. I would suggest taking out his captains, all of them, before taking him. But perhaps that's for another day.
No, we don't exactly have the resources in order to do that right now. As much as it would bring me and Sergei pleasure, I don't think we can hack that just yet. We need a little bit more of a foothold before we start throwing our weight around.
I've seen what just scurried out of your tavern.
If you could call them scurrying, they're more scrambling.
If you're going to take on Price, you should gain more turf, gather some supplies. I know of a brewery near here, owned by the Low Tide.
By the Low Tide's at? Okay. Interesting. Low Tide has a brewery in there. In the East Planks. Let's see. Is it in the East Planks for that?
No, it's actually where you guys are. It's around where you are.
West Planks.
In the West Planks.
Okay. Alright, so they have a brewery over where we are operating. Alright. Well, we could, he looks to Sergei and Cleo, we could go pay him a visit, tell him that their foothold in our turf is no longer welcome.
I mean, we could use a brewery.
Indeed.
So we could just, remove them from their brewery.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. He scratches at his chin. Let's see. Okay. But we'll be sure to keep you in mind there, Grayson, because we don't necessarily have anything to throw at price at the moment. As much as we would like to, it'd be like throwing a moth at a flame.
He nods.
But I think that we'll go ahead and take what leads we can get to see if we can get a good modicum of our strength back. And once we attain some measure of that, then we'll take the bastards out one by one.
He passes you a list, piece of paper with some information on it about those particular gang members, and there's 4 main captains on that particular list.
Yep.
We don't have to go into names right now, but I have all the information here when it comes up. There's also the means of debt collection. There's a lot of outstanding debt that the Swift had control over. He also gives you a list of a few names of that. You can find them all over the place, but it might be a little difficult getting to them. He looks at all 3 of you and he says, "You're not so strong as we once were."
No, not even holding a candle, but we could probably make people talk.
I wouldn't
give us their money.
I wouldn't suggest taking up the old name of the Swift.
No.
That name is dead for me.
As the wagon kind of comes to a stop, the horse's clip-clop stops, and you guys are back outside. This is Speak again. Willard's standing there by the door. Doesn't seem to be many people around at this particular point. He walks up and he opens the door to the wagon.
Right. Well, Willard, we appreciate the help that you've offered us, and we'll be sure to call on you when the time is right.
He nods and he says, "Check in on Phyllis Carver."
Is she 90?
Is that a joke?
No.
No, that's his girlfriend. Alright, let's go.
Cleo scuttles out of the wagon before any more is said.
Sergei somehow is already outside the wagon. You realize he jumped out the window.
Oh, God.
Chico.
Grabbing a rather large duffel bag off the back. I can't do anything without my gear.
No, none of us can.
That's
But
why I brought it. Unfortunately, this is fucking heavy.
he kind of like puts one hand on the back just to hold it up so it's easier.
Thank you.
And he also opens the door to the tavern with his other hand.
Before you guys get too far away from the wagon, Grayson says, "I'll be back in town in a month. See that you do better than you are now. And we'll discuss things then."
Either that or we'll die trying. We'll see what happens.
Willard, get in the wagon. He gets in, kind of wedges in, his belly kind of scrapes off the door and he shuts it. And it begins to clip-clop away.
That man needs to go on a diet. It'd be more impressive if he wasn't so fat.
Well, he could probably still rip us in half, so, you know.
Well, look at me. Doesn't take much.
So you guys are back at the Speak.
Indeed. So,
Now, I've given you some leads, but you don't have to take any of them. You can go speak to Nellis or perhaps your friends. Now, I don't think well, you're probably not going to go to the detective.
No,
Go to the detective for anything, but you can go to somebody that doesn't necessarily like you to get a job. They still might have something for you in some line or some means.
gain turf. I think that's like one of the main things that we should be focusing on. I think. Because we don't, well, would we even have one?
You have your lair.
That's about
That's it. And that doesn't count as extra turf. That's just your current place to live.
Makes sense. Okay. Alright.
Alright.
Freaking cat dander all over my clothes.
I thought you didn't have a cat.
No, Ryan. I was at his place the other night. But let's see. Freaking.
You're taking the distillery?
See, he
It's a
kind of
brewery.
thinks that he kind of mulls things over, and he says, "Well, we only have a couple of options in front of us right now. I think it might be best if we take a look at what other things we can do. I'm gonna go talk to Nellis. He's still around. I'm gonna go have a chat with him and see if he's got anything else for us. Maybe not something as heavy as what we did last time, but something close enough. Close enough. So, you lot can go ahead and see what you can find and scrounge up, and we'll see what kind of layout or options, if that sounds like a plan to you.
Now you have rooms, both of you have rooms in the Speak. It's kind of like a Speak Easy / inn, but all the rooms right now are kind of filled up with you guys. That's the cover. It's an inn, but it's just rooms for you guys.
Yep.
Alright, so you wanted to speak to Nellis?
Yeah, he's gonna go speak to
Okay,
Nellis.
so you're on your way doing that. You guys are in the bar right now. In the Speak.
It's been a long time.
Indeed. Somehow I've missed the city air and yet not missed the city air at the same time. There's something nostalgic about it.
It's like home if home tried to kill you, you know?
Everywhere tries to kill you nowadays. In the mountains, there's the poison oak, wolves, and those hillbillies.
They're a real thing.
Those distillers, those guys are fucking nuts. Like you would not believe.
Well.
Shoot you on sight, then ask questions. How did you find our whiskey? Why are you here? Where is my sister?
You haven't changed, Sergei. Not a bit.
Sister.
To be fair, I only knew the answer to one of those questions, and it was where is his sister? And the answer was back at his house, right where I got her.
God.
Well, at least you had some fun in the woods.
So, you head to a speakeasy called the Cake and Cradle. My page I have here. Right over here. Cake and Cradle. Now, it's a fairly posh establishment. You guys kind of walk in there.
Straighten my jacket a little bit and adjust my hat so it kind of looks like I belong there.
Pull my skirt down a little bit.
There you go.
Oh,
All right.
wrong way. Up a little bit.
She
Show off
winks.
those legs.
Names. Garen. Okay. You see Garen behind the bar. He's got his shirt folded up to his elbows and wearing just the suit vest part of the suit, the vest portion of it. And he's there cleaning out a teacup, and he puts it on the counter, and he kind of catches eye with you, and he gives you a small nod.
Nod back. Garen, it's been a very long time.
It's been a long time since I've seen you too.
Yeah,
Where have you been keeping yourself?
Safe, I guess.
Better than most of your gang, from what I hear.
Yeah,
You there with
them.
him?
Yeah.
Who's this thing you got here?
Thing. I have a name.
Well, what's your name then?
It's Cleo.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Cleo. Can I get you anything?
Bourbon. Neat, please.
He kind of leans in and he says, Around here, we call that a warm Maggie. Kind of, you can see him pull this nondescript bottle and fill your cup up halfway with some bourbon and slide it over.
Hot toddy?
Mandy. A warm
Mandy?
Mandy.
A warm
Yeah.
Mandy. That's it. There we go.
Hot toddy? No. That's an actual
What's
thing.
that? I don't think that's something you're supposed to have.
She can play with that if she wants.
Perfectly balanced off her nose. I'll have something clear that isn't water.
A what?
Something clear that isn't water.
Ah.
Goes behind him and he pulls out this jar. Kind of looks like this, and there's, you see this kind of clear liquid, slight tinge of green to it. And he pours it in and he says, "Here, some clear from the mountains." Slides it over.
Ah, yes, spring water.
Brave man to
That
drink
too, that's
that.
good.
Considering where I've been for the past God knows how long, this stuff is like second breakfast.
Picks up another cup and starts cleaning it and says, "Well, how can I help you two?"
As you can see, we're kind of getting the band back together as best we can. Got any leads on anything good?
Oh, I hear a lot of things around here, but I do know of one thing. Over in the west planks, the ship coming in, lots of supplies. They got some china, some out-of-country booze, some other things, some knickknacks that can be lifted, fenced for something, I'm sure.
Real teacups. Not chipped up crap we have at home.
We have these at home. I've been drinking out of a wooden mug for the past 3 years.
New china would be nice, let's put it that way.
Make it a bit more classy.
Get rid of those mason jars that you'd be scrapped up from somewhere.
He says, there's a ship coming in about a week or so called Calvin's Horde. You know, we get supplies here, but he kind of looks around. Nobody else is here on duty right now. Says they won't miss this none too much.
How very convenient.
I want my cut though.
Of course.
As you guys finish your drinks, we're gonna fade away, and we're gonna zoom in on Avery as he's kind of walking down to the to that casino.
Oh yes. An Irishman in suspenders and a white rolled up sleeve shirt.
Right.
Straight out of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah. And rolling up onto this casino, he goes right in. And is Nellis working the blackjack table again?
Well, I see you're pretty good with timing, I would imagine, and it's just about the time that you went and seen him last time, after his shift. And you just catch him as he's coming out of the back, kind of putting on his overcoat and kind of walking out. And he kind of just walks by you and just kind of gives you the side glance and a little bit of a nod and keeps walking out.
Gotcha. No, so he just kind of like moves into the alley and takes out a pack of cigarettes and a lighter, a little Zippo, and he just leans up against the wall and waits for him to come over.
All right, a few minutes later, he makes his way to that same alley you guys from last time.
Yep.
He kind of walks up on it and he says, "I heard. What happened?"
Don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. That's right.
He holds out a cigarette to him.
Oh, he thanks you. He takes it and he kind of motions it towards you.
He
Flashes up.
goes ahead and strikes the lighter.
You can hear him. He takes it in a big haul and has a bit of a cough. Says, "So you're really getting back then? You're really doing it."
It was a wee bit of a heavy thing to pick up, but I was looking for options, and I know you might know something here and there, and that's what you're good for, of course. Did you catch wind of anything else? Maybe somebody needs help lifting something. Kind of gives a little casual wink. Something simple.
I don't really know much about any more on price. That was kind of the only thing I really knew that I heard from people talking. But, I heard down in your side of town there's been some people roughing up folk.
Really?
The low tides.
Yeah, no, I hear they might have kind of a brewery going around down there.
I wouldn't know about that, but they've been overstepping their bounds, busting people's storefronts if they don't pay up for they call it insurance. But it's insurance not to get busted up by the low tide gang, though.
Sharks. Gotcha. All right, well.
There was a meat shop down there.
Food, drink, we gotta know.
Somebody's getting out.
It's called Myers Meats.
Do they have Oscar Mayer weenie whistles?
You would be interested in that, wouldn't you?
She's very direct.
I'd really like to get out of here if you're opening something up down there. I'd like to throw cards.
Well, it's a bit run down. Not gonna make headway about it. It's kind of gestures out his hands in a shaky motion, just to kind of winces a bit. Well, you know what happened, but it's on the up and up. If you want to get out of there, we got.
If Cleo was here, she'd be. That's not on the up and up, but
It's better than having a shithole again.
But
It's not good, but it's something.
I don't imagine they're exactly paying you well in there, eh?
Well, with my reputation, most of my wages are garnished. I ran up a fair amount of debt after I lost my employment with you guys.
Debt, indeed. That's another thing that we need to sort out as well. But, no, if you want, maybe perhaps once we get a little bit more foothold, or even if you want to come by now and run a game or something, you can do that. That's perfectly fine if you want to do what you did before. Just the furniture's not exactly up to code, if you want to say that. There might be, he smirks, a bit of an OSHA violation there.
OSHA didn't exist in the 60s.
Or the 20s. Yeah.
Even, yeah, I don't know what year we're in, but I don't think it existed then. Oh, sorry.
No worries. He reached out his hand and he says, I'll help you. I'll help you.
Right on. And we'll go per our original agreement, or something of that modicum, once we're able to get the funds. Because right now, we're just getting back, so...
Do you got a place where I can lay down?
Yeah, we go to a place where you can at least lay your head.
Is he good looking?
You know Nellis. He's a little bit... You haven't seen him lately, but when the last time you seen Nellis, before everything went to piss, he was his hair was oiled, all slicked to one side. Always wore like a suit, tie, the one-piece vest of
Then yes, there's a place for him to sleep.
there you go.
Says, well, for the time being, he just holds up the pack of cigarettes and the lighter to him. I don't need these as much as you like them, so take this as a little bit of a upfront, if you would.
He kind of looks at the lighter. He's like, I haven't been able to afford one of these in a long time. He kind of flicks it and just kind of holds it in his hand for a minute and closes it. Thank you, Avery.
Well, don't take it for granted. There's fuel in there. You gotta refill it. Every now and again there's a wick. I'm sure you know that. But he pats the back of his hands a little bit and he just kind of gestures for him to come along. Don't think that there was a 2 weeks notice thing back in the 20s, so he just...
No.
Got no
People just disappeared.
he just kind of didn't show up the next day.
You can see a kind of a smile on his face as you guys end up walking away down back to the east planks.
Indeed.
All right, Sergei and Cleo, you guys finish up at the Cake and Cradle. Do you guys want to go anywhere else?
Can I stop and see Daphne?
You can, most certainly.
She's on this side of town,
Yeah, she is. I believe she was in the in Coins Hollow, where most of the law offices are. But still, you guys can go through there without getting, pinched or nabbed by anything like that. You roll up to this place, and you can see the door is shut, but everything
Like it's not closed. The
not
door's
closed,
okay.
not locked rather. You can open the door and stuff.
All right, I'll go in, and I'm assuming that stupid little secretary is at the desk again.
As you go in there, actually, there's no secretary there. You can see papers scattered on the floor. If you look at the desk, you can see some things have been knocked over. One of the drawers is opened. The door to Daphne's office is opened about half a foot.
Would you follow me in?
Cautiously and... would I roll a survey for this to deduce if it's been burgled?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a D6 for...
One hit?
And one pip?
Yep, so D6, yep.
One.
Well, it's this is standard for great effect because it's easy to see that this place looks like it's been rolled out front here.
Oh no.
This place just got tossed.
You're not sure how long it's been, but that's the only drawback.
I would quickly go to Daph's office and call for her.
Okay. You go inside the office, you call her name, you don't hear anything.
I'm pulling a gun.
You pull a gun? Alright, certainly. Pull a gun from the back. Little revolver or something.
Yeah, it's a 45 auto.
Okay.
Pulls out a bazooka gun.
Oh, I got a hand grenade.
It's a 1911.
Yeah.
I would go around and look and see if her desk has been tossed as well.
Go around the desk, you can see papers on the ground again. You can see she had a big library full of law books, and they've all been mostly torn out and fallen to the ground. As you go around the desk, you can see Daphne laying on the ground, face down.
I'll drop to my knees and check for her pulse.
She's alive. You feel the pulse.
Flip her over.
Her nose is bloody. She's got a bruised up face. She can a big black eye. You can even see maybe some of her teeth are missing.
Oh, Sergei, help me. We'll get her out to the... Did we have anything with us, or we walk?
You walked.
Sergei, get her.
Well, I mean, you could have maybe taken a cab or something. You guys, you're not destitute right yet. You still have some. You've just did a score, so you have some money. So.
I guess I would try to wake her first.
Was there like a couch or something in the office there? Or?
There is. You can see there was this nice fine leather couch with this big cut marks, and all the fluff is coming out of it. But
What's that coat?
Let's lay her down on there, a bit more comfortable than the floor.
Okay.
you guys lay her down on the sofa, and you kind of wake her up. You shake her a bit.
Gently, though.
Yep. She
With
opens
a sort of
one eye.
tenderness.
There you go. She opens that one eye, and she looks at Sergei first, kind of behind you with the gun, and she kind of shies back further into the sofa, and then she sees you. She goes, Daphne. There's kind of a slur in her mouth because she's got this big
Her name's
busted lip.
Daphne.
Her name's Daphne. Sorry. I'm Daphne.
Yes, you are.
There's that amnesia again.
Did I give her? I think I gave her an Irish accent. I remember that for sure. We'll continue with that. She says, "Oh, Cleo," and she touches her face, and she says, "Oh, no,
Don't do that. Yeah, no.
And she
We'll
looks at
get you
her,
cleaned up.
blood
Don't
on her
worry.
hands, and she says, "I told you to be quiet. I told you to be quiet. Price came for me. It was his man, Paul. He beat me."
Paul. Well, Paul's next on my list.
Paul's actually on that list as one of the captains. Paul, the Pitbull Crenshaw, bare knuckle boxer.
Daff, I'm so sorry. This wasn't supposed to ever really involve you.
She pushes your hand away. She says, "I knew I couldn't trust you back here. Ever since the Swift got in here, all it's been is trouble." She looks around. She sees all the books. She says, "It's all gone. It's gone now."
Where are the rest of your people? Where did they go? They
don't
left you here?
They were either taken or flee. You can't trust anybody these days.
Well, you can trust me. Come with us. Take you home, get you cleaned up.
She sits up and she says, "No, I know my own way home. I can't be seen with the likes of you anymore."
What's her husband's name?
She didn't tell you.
No, I've known her for a long time.
This is you. This is before. This is after you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, because we had that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, surely your husband must be worried.
George don't much worry about nothing. Sorry, George, it was on my mind.
Hey, it works. You gotta use real names.
Do you have
You
any...
can't go home looking like that. You'll give him a terrible fright.
Oh, if I don't go home, I'll give him more of a fright. Do you have anything on you I can patch myself up with?
Not really, but we'll do our best.
Is there like a sink or anything here? There.
Yeah, there's a bathroom.
You go in there and grab a towel and wet it and bring it over.
Take it from him and just
Yeah.
gently try to clean your face up.
Wipe yourself off with this. It might be cold.
You guys trying to do anything? Trying to persuade her in any way, or just?
I'm
helping?
just a little bit more upset that she was. Do you? When? Like, how long ago was this? Just today? Like.
This morning they came
Hours
in.
then.
You've
She
been
says-
laying with that all day?
What time is it?
It's like 4.
Shakes her head. Ow, she says.
Oh, don't touch that.
I must have passed out after he beat me.
Oh,
She exhales.
I don't know how that is.
I have to go home. George will be
Please.
waiting.
Please let us take you home.
I can't be seen with the likes of you, not after he did what he did.
Well, they already know. What else? We can at least protect you on the way home.
No, you can't. No, you can't. They know you are. If they see me with you again, who the hell this is, you're bringing your friends around here now. She says, just leave me. If you want to help me at all, take care of Paul. He's the one that did this to me. Now get out, both of you, right now. And don't come back here until you've... Sorry?
She reaches one last time to just try to, like, touch her shoulder.
She pushes your hand away.
She just gets up and walks out the door.
You can hear books kind of getting stacked up, things like that as you guys leave.
Oh no.
So was she a lawyer or?
Yeah. A defense lawyer.
Oh. Things have gone to shit since I left. They're going after the lawyers.
Well,
Basically in public.
that's my fault. Duff gave us some information, you could say, on the last job.
So you guys all make it back to the speak there.
Nellis is here now with us.
Nellis! It's been a long time, buddy.
Ike touches his clothes immediately and he says, "Good to see you, darling."
It's been a long time.
It certainly has. He's Irish, I guess. Fuck it.
Everyone's Irish here.
We're in the low end of town, I guess.
Yeah.
We were basically living in Peaky Blinders at the moment.
It's like an infection. As soon as one person starts doing an Irish accent, it just.
Don't make me switch. I don't play on it.
I always
We'll
wanted
see.
to play a Russian woman, but I don't know if I can hold it for long
Okay,
enough.
Olga, let's go.
Well,
Right, great. No,
well,
no,
as,
that was
as soon as
wrong.
something happens with Cleo, you can definitely sub
Right?
in
No,
a Russian chick.
Olga,
But not
Sergei's sister.
connections like that are
Built
perfect.
like a truck.
A Mack truck. Snores like
Kamaz
one, too.
truck. Like, you know the picture of like the old Russian lady carrying like the really big log? That lady, but younger.
No, exactly the age you would imagine.
In her 60s.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As you guys see, Nellis, he's kind of looking around, scratching his head, and he's like, "Well, I guess I can set up over there. Do you have anything? Cards, chips, dice, anything?"
He shakes a hand. Well, we have a couple decks. I did manage to scurry a few of those from that truck.
Speaking of dark.
It's good ambience. I mean,
Right? City noise.
Oh, great.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
What's
for
on fire
this?
is-
That's true. That's a good. Yeah. Okay. Continue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. Like, now that I think about it, I'm just like,
Except
would
they
there
didn't
be?
have
Yes.
trucks like
We
that
are
in the
definitely
20s.
around that area. Yeah. That's good.
They would have had a bell though.
So
Then.
Yeah.
it kind of works out. But he looks to Nellis and kind of winces, and he looks around. And he says, "Well, from the truck, we got a little bit. Not a whole lot, but you can definitely run a game of anything with either dice or cards."
I could paint them for you, so Price's name isn't on them anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gives a grin.
That's right, yeah. So, we'll probably go pick up some acrylic paint or something like that from a local shop and have
Acrylic
that.
paint hasn't been invented yet.
Is it a little bit of
It's just paint.
It's just
paint.
All we
paint.
have is paint. And it's from all over.
it? We have lead paint.
Yeah, I was gonna say good old
Paint.
urethane.
It's asbestos laced paint.
The lead paint is best for bottle shelter. Only on outside.
Well, we'll go get some sort of paint or maybe some polish that you use on the nails, maybe, or something of that
polish?
sort, and we'll just dapper those up.
That'll help. I don't really want to be. You don't really want to be working with Price's gear right here. That word will get out really quick.
Might send the wrong message, but
Bloody hell, what's on fire now?
You want to find out?
So
Not particularly.
there's always things going around in West Planks, I guess.
Shit's always burning down in this goddamn place. Ugh.
you'd figured they'd have better access to water because it's a fucking dock, but I guess not. But
Politicians taking all the money.
greedy some bitches. But no, we'll you set up wherever you need there, Nellis, and you have a bunk. There should be a spare. If not, he kind of casts a glance over to Cleo, and then he looks back to Nellis.
What are you suggesting?
He just doesn't say anything.
She winks at Alice.
Well,
You would notice Nellis is not as dapper as he quite was. So that he's got some internal scars since the Swift had been pushed out of town. But you guys are able to fix him up with that and get his things on the go. So now you guys have to choose a score.
so
81.
right, you didn't tell.
Sorry,
81?
81.
You said pick a score.
Ah, okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's why I was like, a number?
You guys got a few leads on jobs. You know,
You have a meat shop.
Phyllis Carver has some debt that has to be collected. There's the brewery.
There's the ship coming in.
Yep, the Calvin's Horde in about a week, and don't worry about time frames though. When shit happens, it's happening just like that. We get right to it.
There's no 6 days of travel anywhere anymore.
Exactly.
No
And
wagon axles breaking.
and four encounters on the way there.
Right.
They're just there,
Oh yeah. So we have something that we go to collect, possibly from Phyllis Carver. We have a meat shop, Myers Meats, in the from the Low Tide gang, and there's a brewery as well. And the meat shop, I suppose we'd have to muscle in on them because they're pushing people around.
Why don't we go take a glance at Phyllis?
Phyllis,
She owes
Yeah.
If she owes us some money, money's a good thing to start with.
right? So in order for that, in order for anything to be effective with that, he puts a finger to his temple. He says, "We're going to need to make sure that we know what her schedule is and get her when she's vulnerable. So we need to."
Who's this woman?
You didn't tell you.
Well,
You didn't
Phyllis
tell-
would have probably been a common name then, I guess.
Oh, it definitely was
Phyllis
a common
was
name.
born and then, and that's why she's old now. So
This is where your hunter would come into play for
Now-
sure.
we don't need to kill the woman. We just need our money.
I mean, you got to scare the shit out of her, and I know the perfect person for that.
Why don't we just ask her? We could try just asking
And
nicely.
this is where you guys choose the detail of what you're gonna do. I'm up here, so
Well, she can't lie to me, so, you know, if she's got it, she's got it.
So you guys got
Isn't Phyllis Grayson's wife?
No, that was just a joke.
Yeah, I just said no. It's his girlfriend.
That
Poking
bitch.
fun.
So
Poking fun of the old.
you guys got to pick your detail about how you're going to go about this. You assault, you know, which is clear, violence, deception, you know, tricking, luring, manipulating somebody, stealth, trespassing unseen, like breaking and entering, stealing stuff, for example, social, negotiating, bargaining, talking, or transport. This is, you know, carrying cargo or people through danger. It's probably not going to be it, but
I want to say we try the social. Just talk to her.
And then if that doesn't go well,
Then you can yada yada. I know.
There's a ship coming in later in the week.
Why not both?
And if it doesn't go well as well, you know, if she could, if we figure out where she lives, could just, you know, make our way in and take what we need.
It would almost be easier. Wait till she's out, house is empty, get her into the back, and then have a good time.
Do you think she has china teacups?
The name like Phyllis, she better.
Well, let's hope Phyllis has a job then.
If Phyllis has a house, I am willing to bet that she has very nice fine china.
Maybe Phyllis has a dog.
Maybe Phyllis has a ball.
so you guys gonna sneak in deception?
We'll do it, yeah.
Do we know how much she owed, roughly? Or would any of us recall?
I would say it would be.
Probably listed.
It was on the list, Joe. It's a substantial amount.
Okay.
Substantial amount.
So
Probably something that you probably couldn't walk away carrying.
How very convenient. We have a truck.
Well, we probably have to ditch the truck.
What truck?
From the...
Yeah, from the
Oh, you
heist.
sold that.
Yeah.
You had to sell that one.
Get rid of that. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, we don't have a truck anymore. Would have been nice if we had a truck.
Roll up there in a Big Mac truck.
Excuse me. You owe us some money.
The U-Haul.
Debt collectors. Right.
You all.
I wonder if we can kind of get a wagon, and you know, I don't know how signage went.
Keep that for later.
Yeah.
That is a perfect flashback. So we're going to do a little bit gather information. We're going to do that. You're going to find out who she is, where she lives, stuff like that. And then when we get into it, you'd be like, by flashback for 2 stress, we paid a guy to drop a wagon out there, or a car, or anything, or we stole a car and it's put out right outside waiting for us, kind of thing. That's a perfect flashback.
All right, so I guess the best thing to do would be to get somebody or 1 or 2 people to kind of figure out where she is and what she does, and kind of spy on her, I guess. Borderline peeping Tom.
Is it peeping Sergei?
I'll just sit in the bushes like I always do. Nobody checks the bushes anymore. Such nice hedgerows. They're very comfortable.
So I take it you're going to go do some gather information?
I'm going to go do some
Okay,
reconnaissance.
now he doesn't have to do it himself. You guys can, all three of you can help him with this or something like that. But what are you going to roll for that?
Logically, hunt.
Okay. So this one you roll 2 dice because you got 2
Roll
tips.
some dice.
And I'd say, okay, you got a 6. That means it's a success. You have to roll 1 to 3 is a failure, 4 and 5 is a success with a consequence, and 6 is a success. So you're in the bushes. And you can see people come and go to this particular...
I just picture like these little tiny like opera binoculars sticking out from the bushes and those like comical movies from back then.
with the one-handed thing.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm going to say that on the note of paper, it has an address on it.
Okay.
So you're able to find the address. You're able to jump in the bushes. Now, what you're seeing is a building. It's a 6-story building, and it's set within a guarded or it's set within like a gate. It's got these large wrought iron gates all the way around it. Open front. It's not. There has no gate on the front of it. It's just a fence all the way around, and it walks up about 20 feet to the door where there's stairs that go up, and there's a bellman on duty, and you're sitting in the bushes there. You got in there nice and easy, and about 3 or 4 hours go by, and you don't see anybody really know. Buddy that fits any sort of description, or you hear any names that the bellman says. Every time someone comes through, the bellman's like, "Oh, hello, Mr. this or Mrs. that." But after a few hours, you hear that a woman comes out, not so old, maybe about 40, 50 years old, but she comes out. She's got this large fur coat on, this big drape on the back, and it's maybe a fox fur or something like that. And you can hear the bellman say, "Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to see you again, Phyllis. Out for coffee, are you?" And she goes, "Oh, yes. Yes, I am. I'll see you. I'll be back in 2 hours." And she kind of walks off. About, it's maybe about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. About 5 or 6 hours later, you're getting kind of antsy in the bush. She ends up making her way back. And she's got some bags, some groceries and whatnot. And you're here day after day, kind of scoping out the joint. She seems to have the same routine. Every 2 or 3 days, she goes out for 6 or 7 hours and comes back with groceries and supplies. You do notice, though, that one particular time the bag ripped open out of what she was carrying, and there seemed to be a fair amount of what you would call food for animals kind of thing. I don't know if they had dog food back in the 20s. It was just maybe just scraps. Yeah, scraps. Stuff like that. And the bellman went down and helped her up with the stuff, and she went back in the house, or back into the building. So, that's as much gather information as I can give you.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, without being directly in the apartment,
and now
do much.
And now we're going to start.
Yes.
So, what are you guys going to do?
All right. Well, I'm good at getting into places. That's my main thing. I'm able to get in quietly.
Gone around and surveyed the whole building, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there a back door?
You would notice a fire escape kind of thing.
Okay.
But it had the ladder that's kind of hinged up way at the top, about 15, 20 feet in the air.
Okay.
There's a ladder?
Yeah, but it's kind of like hooked up when it's an emergency thing, so you can only release it when you're coming down. So you release it and it smashes down, and then everybody can get out.
Makes a whole fuckload of noise.
Yeah, okay. But you have to get in that. You either have to climb over the fence or go in and around behind the building.
All right. So let's see. I'm just thinking about one thing I could.
One other thing too, you would know that there was a constant patrol of the coppers driving by. Say every hour and a half, you at least seen one car or a bobby walking up and down the street. Yeah. So there's also that. The 6 was good for that.
Lots of police in the area. Front's always being watched by the bellman. Fire escape up the back. Surrounded on 3 sides by an iron fence.
Get some disguises. What's the bellman wearing?
Walk through the front door. See, we're here to visit my Aunt Phyllis.
You chosen deception, so
cool.
Right along the lines of it.
Or we could pose as workmen, perhaps.
Do I look like a workman to you?
The help.
All right.
Yeah, it could be a maid.
So you guys are there.
All right. So I'd say that before we'd roll up, probably would have put on some sort of get-up, disguise. So.
Oh, sorry. You guys have to pick your loadout.
Lights for me.
Light.
Definitely going light.
What do you think of George?
Probably light as well.
Okay.
I'm not anticipating much resistance from this. Is there any provision for suppressed weapons?
Like silenced weapons?
Yes.
A pillow over the head?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a bat or a
Yeah,
knife.
there you go. Yeah. The bat has been well used.
There are throwing knives, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
only take them out when you need them, or when they call for it.
Yeah. The bright side, coveralls cover a lot.
All right. So let's
true.
see. We're going to roll your engagement roll now to see where you guys start off. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? I'd say it's in the middle of the day. Are you guys doing it in the middle of the day while she's gone?
Well, she's gone. Probably be the best idea, and I have a plan as well.
All right. So I would say so. It's in the middle of the day.
And I can wreck quietly as well with my saboteur thing, and the damage is hidden from casual inspection too.
So then I guess it's this is going to be stealth more so.
Yeah, kind of stealthy.
Okay. So your point of infiltration. How are you going? In the back or in the front?
Going up through the fire escape would be going through the back,
Okay. So
but I would say going in through the front, maybe, because usually the locks not that hard to really pick.
Would I have been able to see... How far could I have seen inside the front door?
not too far. There was kind of like an antechamber,
Okay.
and then another set of doors behind there after you seen the door open.
Could I tell if there was an elevator?
You can guarantee that there was an elevator in every one of these buildings. More than 2 or 3 floors, especially this high-class building, would definitely have an elevator.
That's our inn. We're here to service the elevator.
Ah,
Bearings need grease.
good.
Toolboxes, hide weapons, coveralls. We don't have to look nice if we're here to fix something.
Indeed.
All right, so we're gonna roll your engagement roll then. So particularly bold or daring, I'm gonna say it is. Does the plan expose the vulnerability of the target? She's not home, so yes. Your friend or contact provided an aid or insight on this? Yes. Is the target of lower tier? No, it's equal tier.
Oh shit.
Oh, your tier 0 actually.
Tier
I'm gonna say that she's actually a higher tier. I'm gonna say she's tier 1.
Okay.
And that would give you 4 to start. And then for major disadvantages, is it complex?
Yeah.
Get in.
You're
say-
trying to... Yeah, I would say that it's a bit complex for what you guys are planning to do. Is there a target is strong against this approach?
The doorman is.
But there's only... Enemy or rivals interfering with the operation? Generally I would keep that quiet, but I'm going to say no. Not for this one. And the target is a higher tier. Oh boy, okay, you get 1 dice for this.
1 dice.
1 dice. Where are you guys going to start? 6. You're going to start in a controlled situation. Very
Nice. That's good.
good. I gotta pick these dice. I pick these dice because they always roll good. I'm not going to pick these anymore.
Oh no.
You can't change the dice.
Oh, I can do whatever I want.
No.
Oh no.
So,
No,
you guys
no.
are in a controlled situation. You pick the right time. Everything is good. You know she's not going to be there.
I would have also relayed that there's probably an animal, some kind in the apartment.
That's true as well. And you were able to get ups that you guys kind of look like workers for the elevator.
Yep.
Even yourself, if you want to.
Oh yeah, I would like tied my hair up and
Sounds good.
She's new.
she's young. She's a young man, no hair yet. Maybe wipe a little grease around her face or something, you know.
The young man is still very young. Look like woman still. No facial hair.
Alright, so
Get baggy
Okay.
coveralls looking after the boobs.
So, perfect. Yeah, you guys are in a controlled situation. Excellent. Okay, so you're there. You're out. You're on the street.
yep. And we're in our get-ups.
You just seen Phyllis walk away. Big fur coat wrapped around her. I'm gonna put this in like October. I think we're thinking of it. So it's just starting to get cold in the city, and it doesn't get super cold in the city. It's a bit further south, but I'd say you'd get one month of snow kind of right around December, January, but the rest would just be kind of fall weather, and then it would kind of rebound. So we're in a bit of October, so it's a bit chilly outside.
Yep.
You guys are outside. The wrought iron walls all the way around, kind of set in these concrete forms. You guys can see the bellman up there with his hat on and his very, very nice three-piece suit. He's got this jacket on as well, fur trimmed.
And Avery is kind of moving up with everybody in tow after, just kind of keeping an eye out, seeing that Phyllis is now leaving their majestic fur coat. And what he's going to do is, once he gets up to the doorman with the others in tow, he pulls out a clipboard with some documents.
Forged, of course.
Yes.
That is a flashback.
Flashback?
That's a flashback. So I would say only one stress for that.
No stress. Cool.
But you
Did we all take
flashback.
that?
Nope, just Avery. So role play. You can role play some flashbacks, but that one is pretty simple. You
Yeah.
just
He looked up a local maintenance service company, and he was able to weasel his way in to kind of get a service done for the Speak or a different location. But then once he got the bill, he rejected it. So he was able to get an itemized copy, say, "Oh, thank you for your business. I'll be sure to keep you in mind." Kept the copy for himself, and
Sounds
he
good.
forged it.
okay.
So-
Perfect.
So for that, he holds out a clipboard. He says, "Routine maintenance here for the elevator in the lobby." He holds up the clipboard.
All right. What are you gonna roll for that?
For that is going to be a sway. Since the others are there, would one of you like to take a stress to give me a hand with that roll?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will now roll 2 die. 6.
Very nice. You walk up with the piece of paper. The bellhop kind of says, looks at all three of you. Get to work.
Thank you.
Opens the door for you.
So, Avery holds open the elevator for them, and he goes ahead and lets them go in first. And he said, "All right, let's check and make sure that this can actually go up properly here." And he also just thinks for a moment and goes back to the bellhop. Just make sure nobody uses the elevator for the time being. We don't want anybody getting injured since we're going to be working on it. Please, and thank you.
Just make your work quick.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And he nods, goes back, kind of like a little half jog. And then he uses the elevator to go up. And let's see. Now the floor that she was on. Now we got the address. Would that also have the apartment number?
Don't think it had the apartment number.
The apartment number? Gotcha.
We know her.
No, of her.
You know, of her, sort of.
That. Okay.
You guys were kind of in the lobby.
Since we're in the lobby, could I roll survey to check the resident list?
Of course you can.
Yay!
Do
Oh,
you
I
think?
forget those things exist.
That's a 4.
Easy enough. You go see there, but there's actually 4 or 5 withdrawals succeed with a minor consequence. You're over there kind of looking at it, and it's more so like a mailbox kind of system over there, and you find out what her apartment is, 4th floor, a third room, or a third apartment on the 4th floor, say 403.
Close enough.
And but you can see the bellhop looking at you through the window, quizzically, wondering why you're looking at the. But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't approach. But I am going to mark. I'm going to start a clock.
Clock. The clock.
Bellman's,
while he's...
Bellman's interest.
I would have done that while Avery was engaged with the bellman.
Timelines, yeah.
It would have been timeline if you did it then.
Yeah.
This campaign's a little more More like
You're
that?
In the
Yeah.
moment.
So, but that is... Here. Oh. There's that list I was looking for. Okay. But I'm going to start a clock. It's going to be a 4-segment clock. Nothing filled in it right now, just the clock starting. So if you guys do more things to waste time or something like that, throw some failures, that clock will go up and the bellman will get a little more interested in what you guys are actually doing. So please continue.
Alright. So, Avery and looks to Sergei as he gets in and they go up. Just realized that we didn't have her apartment number. Did she find it?
403.
403, okay. He goes up to
Avery, Sergei will say loudly to Avery as we're walking towards the elevator. I thought I knew somebody who lived here. Yeah, I guess not.
Nice, okay.
Is that kind of Irish?
Kind of.
It just gets you.
Trying to play the part.
Oh my god, okay.
For the locals, yeah.
Plays part for locals. He's better. Slavics can't out here.
Well, we're here to do a job, not to socialize. And he lets everybody go into the elevator and they go up. And he basically goes to the 4th floor first. But no, he doesn't go to the 4th. He goes to the 4th floor directly. And what he's going to do is he's going to look around after the elevator opens up. And he's going to see, is there anybody in the hallways? That'll be a survey. Is there anybody in the hallways? That's a 2.
It's a 2.
It's also a 2.
You don't really see anybody.
Alright. So, he is going to go ahead and start moving his way towards the door. And that's of the 3rd apartment. He says, figure after this, we could probably get what we need and then possibly use fire escape, possibly.
Or, make it look like we actually did the job we came here for.
We do have the duffel bags, so
Toolbox, close enough.
Toolboxes. So he's gonna go ahead and wreck, and he's gonna wreck the door.
So as you guys are moving away from the wagon,
Yeah, we're right there.
from the elevator to the to that door, around the corner, because the hallway kind of rings the whole building. It's that kind of hallway. From the opposite corner, you guys can see a couple come in. Pay no mind to you guys, but get in the elevator and go down.
So,
And I'm going to mark a tick on the box as they go down. Oh, one other thing. You guys can resist any outcome, anything. But you take stress is
Can I, on that line, can I warn them that the elevator's out of service?
yes, you can. That would be that won't be a resist at this particular point. If you want to use an action to do something about that, that's absolutely fine.
Would I roll a sway for that, or?
Yeah, sure.
this way. I'll take 1 stress to help you out with that. Roll
That gives me
2.
a 2. That's a 3.
All right. So as they walk up, you can see that they're also decked out in just furs. The wife is in fur and jewelry all about her neck, and the man is wearing this top hat with a crown. And he retorts back to you and says, "It looks fine to me. Get out of my way."
We have to service the
Oi, oi.
pulleys on the roof. So.
Shut up. He goes into the elevator.
Okay.
Oi, we don't want you to... Oh, no. He starts moving back towards the elevator. We're going up to the roof. We don't want you in the elevator. You're going to take the stairs and you're going to take them. We don't want you to get hurt.
I'm going to say, since you gave your stress to help him, that was your help, but it still didn't work. Even though you ran over there to try and help, but the door shut as you were trying to warn them as it went down. And you're going to get 1 tick on the the bellman
Yep.
being intrigued.
Yes. So, okay. Alright then. Well, so Avery kind of throws his hands to his sides and then he just goes over to the door. He takes out his burglary gear. And that's for the third apartment. He's got that and that. He's got one more thing that he can do later on if need be. So, he takes out his burglary gear. He looks around real quick and he just goes ahead and he's going to roll Tinker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got 2 pips in that. And he is going to go ahead and he'll go ahead. I was debating pushing myself, but I have already taken on a bit of stress. So
You can relieve that later.
Now I think this might be your fine tinkering tools.
Yep.
To use like to kind of jimmy the lock.
yes.
So that would increase the effect from standard to great, because right now you're working in a controlled situation with standard effect. So this is going to pump it to a great effect.
Okay. So does that change the amount of dice?
No,
Or just okay.
just the effect.
6.
Okay, easy enough. You get in there with your lock picks, snip, snap, door opens.
Perfect. All right. The door is open, and he opens it as quietly as possible, just kind of pushing it in, and he steps away from the door immediately, and he goes back to the elevator, and he's going to call it back up as soon as it goes to the first floor. Calls
Of
it back
course.
up to the 4th, and then he just says, I'm going to take it up to the 6th, and I'm going to see if I can lock it down.
All right, so you're going to ride it in all the way to the 6th?
Yep.
Lock it down? Okay, so what are you guys going to do? Cleo and Sergei.
Going in.
Okay, going in.
Go ahead.
It seems to be a pretty modest apartment. The big open living room has the view of the city. If you guys take a peek, you can see right down one of the main roadways and see how the buildings kind of line up. To the right hand side there's a kitchen. To the left hand side there's a hallway, and down there seems to be 2 doors.
Okay.
Does anybody greet us upon our entrance?
If you're looking around, you can see on the sofa there is this small white dog kind of curled up, snoring away.
Clovis?
Okay. If I were a woman in my 40s, where would I keep my riches?
Jewelry box.
What?
In the bedroom.
I thought you said the litter box.
Oh, jewelry box.
Alright, well, I'll check that. You check the living room, kitchen, I guess.
Deem these 2 as my social and stealthy dice, and these 2 are my fuck shit up dice.
There you go.
I just have to.
So while you're riding the elevator up there, I need you to roll a tinker. Or no, sorry, I can't ask you to do it. Roll something you want to lock down the elevator.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and get up to the 6th after it comes back up, and he's going to. Now there is a stairwell.
Yep,
I would imagine.
there is,
just
yes.
in case, because you need to get out of the building, and he is going to wreck the elevator.
Okay, perfect.
And so basically, I would imagine. Yeah. So for for that, he's going to roll the wreck. He's got 1 point in that. And the only thing with this is that he can wreck quietly, and the damage is not visible to casual inspection. So,
Of course, you pop the panel off,
7
something
turn.
like that.
and he just starts snipping wires.
Okay,
Simple enough.
there you go.
And he just goes ahead, and that's a 3.
Okay, that's a failure.
Failure.
That's a failure. So, what happens is...
Rocks fall, I die.
Fire.
Elevator falls, you die.
Alright, what happens is you wreck it.
At least it's not a 1.
You able to once you do that, you start clipping the wires. The door stays open, but the elevator begins to move downwards. You're now in a risky situation. I'm dropping you from a standard, from a controlled to a risky situation.
jump in and make it look on purpose.
Okay.
So as it's going down, 6th floor goes away, 5th floor goes away, 4th floor comes up.
Are you in the elevator?
Doors open.
Okay, yeah, so he goes ahead and he is, once the 4th floor goes there, he did cut wires, and before, as the 4th floor is coming into view, he's going to just hit, no, the electricity got cut to that elevator probably, so he's just going to hop off of the elevator and kind of just mosey his way on into the apartment.
As you walk into it, you can hear every time it goes past the floor, it goes ding. You can hear ding, 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 as it keeps going down.
And fuck it, whatever. We're doing this now. So he gets in,
and that's what this whole system is all about. Fuck it, we're here, we're doing it now. That's what it's about. Yep. So now, you're getting off the elevator. You guys are in the house. I need you guys to do something, some sort of action while you're in there.
I want to hunt for a jewelry box. So, Sergei?
Yep.
And if you have a mark, that's the second. You get another dice?
Actually, we were doing it wrong.
Oh, were we?
You get 1 dice for each pip inside of it, and if you have no pips, it's 2 dice, and you take the lowest.
Okay.
We were doing it wrong last time.
So basically, no pip means roll is disadvantage.
Yes.
yeah.
That's a 2.
Okay, so you're in there. You're in. You go into the bedroom first. I'll say you go in the door on the left first. It's the bathroom. You open it up. You spend a few minutes in there just looking around. Maybe she's got a lot of high-priced makeup, a lot of fancy
Swiping
stuff.
nice lipstick.
So you go into the other room and you're looking. It seems to be really messy. Clothes everywhere. Her dresser's full of stuff. There's pictures on the wall. There's a big mirror where the dresser is. Or the bed's not made. Sergei.
I'm going to, I guess I'll survey for some sort of storage container or like a lockbox.
And as Avery gets into the apartment, he is going to start going ahead and surveying the area. So,
Sergei, you're looking around. You're in the kitchen looking through the drawers. You open one particular cabinet, and there seemed to be food and stuff, kind of boxes of food, just kind of pushed inside and jumbled, and something falls out, hits the countertop, and cracks open. And behind in the living room, you can hear, and a little white doggy runs into the kitchen, kind of just barking at you. Not in anger, just kind of like it's feeding time.
Okay,
but still,
come eat.
Still barking.
See if you get peanut butter. See if you get peanut butter. Peanut butter.
As you run into it.
I'm looking. Can I find peanut butter somehow? Survey for peanut butter.
Sure. Survey for peanut butter.
6.
Find some peanut butter. Crunchy.
It's just what happened to fall out of the closet.
Convenient.
Out of the yeah.
And Avery is going to just go ahead and start surveying himself to look around different rooms, and he just says, "Don't have a lot of time. Just so you know, elevator's going down, and nobody's in it."
That works because it's out of order.
And he rolls to survey. He got a 4.
Okay. So, success with a consequence. As you see Sergei over there leaning down with this jar of peanut butter, the dog's lapping it up, not saying a word, not making any noise now. But he's currently engaged in keeping the dog quiet.
Yeah.
But the dog did bark. It did make some noise.
It did.
So, you're gonna head into the room where Cleo is, and Cleo, you're frantically looking under the bed, through the desks, or through the side tables and everything like that, and you see behind changing screen, thank you, there's a closet door.
He opens it up.
You open it up.
Try to open it up, I guess.
It's unlocked.
Yeah.
You open it up, and there at the bottom of the closet there seems to be this rather large safe, by like 2 feet by 2 feet.
He's going to go to work on that with his fine tinkering tools, and he puts his ear up, and he's going to start tinkering with his fine tinkering tools.
Can I give 1 to help that?
Of course, yes.
And that would be 3 dice. He puts his ear up to it. 4.
Okay, success with a consequence. You crack the lock. You open the safe. But at the same time, Sergei, you can hear behind you as you're bent down feeding the dog peanut butter. Phyllis! Phyllis!
I quickly whip off my coveralls and grab something nice off the bed.
You have...
Oh, this is items.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can use this right now, this fine...
Okay.
Yep, so you can throw on...
Sure.
So maybe you throw on one of her fancy
Yeah.
fur clothes.
Kind of fluff my hair, wipe my face really quick, and come out and say, just quietly, guys. Oh, hello!
Gonna roll something?
Sway.
Yep. So you get...
I have 2 on that, so.
So you're in a risky situation. This will be for standard effect, but since you're using one of those items, it'll be for great effect.
I'm taking another stress, add another dice to that.
Use up that stress. I
Yeah.
love when you
Can I
guys...
add my own stress?
You can push yourself
For
2
2.
stress for 1 dice.
Yeah.
Can I stress? As I'm here
We're
with
all
this?
stressed with the dog.
You can give her another one if you like, absolutely.
I
And
will.
roll 5. Here you go.
6, okay.
There you go. Oh my
Wait.
god. Oh Jesus, look at that.
Oh my god! You got
Well,
a 6.
well,
but it was
hi there. I'm Phyllis's niece, Margaret.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to have to force me to do Phyllis's voice in that way now. And, you see this old woman, gray hair, come in kind of hunched over, cane in her hand. She says, "Oh, well, it's nice to meet you. I didn't know she had any relatives in the city."
Well, I'm visiting from out in the country.
Oh, it certainly sounds like it. Down in the Strewn Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard some ruckus, and I heard the dog bark, and it usually doesn't make any noise when Phyllis is out getting groceries.
Oh, yes. Well, Phyllis left me here to watch things while she went out, and the dog and I were just playing.
Well, be sure to keep the door closed. And this is not the nicest city. I realize you're from the country, so. And she says, "Well, it's very nice to meet you." And she gives out her hand, and she has a shaky hand, and she shakes the hand, and there we go. And then she says, "Tell Phyllis come over for tea tonight."
Oh, I sure will.
She turns around and she leaves.
And I close the door and lock it behind her.
Oh my god, that's great.
Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. So at this point, the elevator gets to the very bottom and triggers another tick on the clock.
Alright, and
I'm keeping this robe.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Avery is Avery
Keeping my
just
stolen list.
hears all that and he just lets out a breath and
She just winks at him.
he's now stuffing whatever is in the safe into a duffel bag.
Yep, there's jewels and cash. Just stuff like that. It's things you would kind of find some probably some envelopes and papers and stuff like that, to that the effect if you don't know what they are.
Gotcha.
Also, in that room when you picked up that cloak, you notice there's lots of many fine furs and other elegant pieces of clothing that are worth a pretty penny.
Can I snatch some dresses?
Yeah.
Of course you can.
Put it in my
Of course you can.
toolbox?
What's in the safe?
All the stuff he just
Oh, yeah, all that's
All that stuff.
jewels,
Well,
cash,
jewels,
and
cash.
documents,
Jewels,
and
cash, some documents that you, to the effect you don't know what they are.
But yeah, so he just kind of scoops it all up, basically, and just into the duffel bag, and he zips it up. But before he fully zips it up, takes out masks, just in
Okay,
case.
certainly. Mark that on your burglary gear.
Burglary gear, and use that. Okay. All
So
right.
the dog now seems to be finished with the peanut butter and just lapping it up and just kind of walks away and jumps back up on the sofa.
I'll just pick up the remains of the jar and put them in the garbage.
What, you're gonna clean the house before we go?
I don't like leaving traces. Aside from what isn't there anymore.
And he's gonna go ahead and, once the safe's clear, shut the safe. And earlier, flashback.
Flashback.
Yeah, so earlier he got somebody paid him a little bit of a pretty penny, to kind of wait outside with a wagon and just
So, say you pay him a coin then.
pay him a coin. Yeah.
Okay.
Pay him a coin.
You're getting rid of our coins?
To help us get more.
Spend money to make money.
And so he paid him a coin to wait outside with a wagon that was marked with a maintenance service.
Of course, certainly. Certainly.
Yep. And so,
Sorry.
with that in mind,
So, two for that one.
2 for that.
2 stress and a coin, yeah.
Okay. So, he,
You're gonna need some serious relief when we go.
right? But yes, so
You're not in the building yet.
he just looks around and he says, well, could probably just take the fire escape, but that might draw a lot of attention. Maybe we go back down through the stairwell, perhaps.
Yes, we could say elevator is out of service until we can get in parts.
Yes, indeed.
Bearings or something.
Yeah, no, you could say that the
Bearings are terrible. Cable is wearing thin.
well, I did have to cut the cables, so I could just say that we need a new panel. A new panel. And besides, we brought the duffel bags up with us with our tools and everything in them. So he just kind of
As long as they're not bulkier than what they were.
just like wrenches mixed in with the fire.
In that situation, you guys all probably could have went heavy. Considering you would have had
Yeah.
gear. Walking in with gear.
True.
Yeah.
True. I picked light just because.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, I went light on like terrible things, but heavy on like the tools and whatnot to make it really set to really tell.
And
A pair of greasy coveralls and a bag of tools goes a long way,
That's for sure.
especially back then.
for that, he takes out he's going to start walking towards the stairwell and he's going to relock the door.
You know,
He did
I'm gonna
say
plaster
that.
some grease on my face, make it look like I've been working.
Yeah, he'll take some of that and do the same. And he kind of makes his hands all greased up, kind of like mechanics grease, I guess one could say.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts walking down the stairwell. Going down.
Before I leave, I grab the very pretty fluffy dog. Shove it in my duffel bag.
Oh no!
Need you to roll something for that. That could be a whole lot of different things.
Finesse?
Yeah, sure. Finesse. That absolutely works. I would see there's no critical failures in this, but that's 2 1s, and there's no critical failures. But you pick the dog up, and the dog's nice at first. You try and stuff it in the bag, it starts to bark again. It's kind of muffled because it's still got peanut butter in its jaws. It bites you on the hand, and then jumps off and scurries between your guys' feet through the door, and then takes off yelping down the hallway.
Sergei, get the dog.
Nope.
That's going to
Nope.
be
Mess the dog. Don't
Another-
worry about it. Ignore it.
I want to.
We're gone.
that's too bad.
We're gone.
I'm already at the doorway to the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's there you go. So it went right down the stairs as you opened the door. You didn't even see this white little flash. Zoom, right down the stairs. You can hear it.
Somebody's gonna
What
notice
was that?
So you guys got 3 ticks on this 4-tick clock
Do you
now.
count the dog as the third?
Yeah.
That was the third,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I would have
Roll.
redressed in my coveralls.
Of course, of course.
we all had our way down, and he's kind of messing up his hair. Well, no, he's shaving. Forgot about that. He's shaving.
Okay.
So he kind of ruffles up his little ginger beard, and has the soot and the grease through it. And they all get down into the lobby.
You get down in the lobby and the bellman bends down. It's like, Muffy, how did you get out of there? Picks the dog up. Phyllis is going to be angry with you.
Phyllis. Oh, jeez. That dog. No, we were on the 4th floor for a bit, just testing everything out. But no, we're going to need a new panel. That's out of order entirely. We're going to come back later, just about 30 minutes or so, okay? If that's okay?
Roll something.
Yep. It's going to go ahead and
Should
sway.
have just ignored him and walked out.
Yeah.
But I'll take a stress to give you another one.
4.
4. Okay. Success with a consequence. You guys get out, but the bellhop doesn't say anything. You get the 4th tick on the clock, as you guys walk out, you notice that the bellhop is kind of following behind you. And what do you guys do as you're walking out?
Just keep walking. Don't look.
Yeah.
Just keep walking.
He looks to Sergei. Oh, we're going to need to go back and get another panel as we're going towards the wagon.
Just nod at that one.
And I'm gonna get a fortune roll on the go here. Okay, you can see through the corner of your eyes, Cleo, that the bellhop is kind of looking up and down the street for somebody, for something. Just can't quite see anything. Can't quite see anybody.
We're in the wagon.
You're in the wagon.
We're in the wagon.
And you're moving on.
We're moving on.
Congratulations. Successful score, everybody.
Not for me. I didn't get the dog.
You've got jewels and fine clothes.
I'm pretty
Suck it up.
lipstick.
So, excellent. And
That went better than I thought.
Yeah.
It would.
I think this sort of thing would be even funner in 5e.
Kinda, yeah.
We could
yeah.
go like full bore on the skills.
Oh, yes.
Min-max it all too fun.
Rogues. Everybody's a rogue.
Full rogue party.
Oh, God, that'd be hell for a DM.
Hilarious.
okay, so now we're going to move into downtime. I'm going to say that you guys gain 3 rep.
3 rep.
Yep, 3 rep for that. Write that on the crew sheet, please.
We're already maxed out on rep
We're at
currently.
6,
We're
yeah.
at 6. So,
You're at 6, you should be able to go up to 12.
12. No, it's 6 rep and then 6 turf on the sheet.
Yeah, but I think it keeps counting up, and every turf you get takes away 1 from that total of 12.
Oh, right.
So yeah, you still need to get up to 12 in order to flip it over. But if you get like 2 more turf, you only need 10 rep from now on. 3 more turf, 9 rep to advance to the next stage.
So we got 9 total now?
9 total, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so now you guys make it back to the speak. You get dropped off, you pay the wagon some coin, and he leaves. You guys get the stuff. So I'm going to say, small job, a strong box, standard score, decent loot. I'm going to say 6 coin for this one, because you got the strong box, and you got all the furs that you got for that can be sold for a fair amount of coins. So you guys got 6 coin for that. Very good. And let's see, what is your heat currently? You are still at a 0. Well, we got to work out the heat actually. So let's see. Was the job smooth, quiet, with low exposure?
For the most part,
Minimal.
I would say the only thing was just the dog.
I'd say that barman, the bellman, seen you a few times. Then your tick went off 4, and he was trying to get attention of the police, so he knew something was up. He definitely knew. But I'm going to say it was contained with standard exposure. So 2 heat.
2 heat.
And nobody died. Nobody died this time.
Nobody died.
And she wasn't necessarily high profile, not really a well-connected target. So that's okay. No killing was involved. So just 2 heat for that one. That's not too bad. 3 rep and 2 heat. So how much heat do you have right now?
Let's see, so 4.
4 heat. All right, I'm going to roll an entanglement. 1d for each wanted level, so just a single dice. So you guys get back to the speak. You guys find a place to front the coinage and everything like that. You can find amongst her envelopes and her information there that she seems to have. She used to be well connected. Used to be. Perhaps she's some sort of retired gang member. And you can see some familiar names with the Low Tide gang. So later that night, as you guys are sleeping in your beds, you guys hear smashing and breaking downstairs. As you come in, you guys can see any liquor that you had out or kind of hidden in the desks out front or behind the bar. All your chairs are smashed, the tables are smashed, you got no more windows left in the front, and the door is now hanging on one hinge.
Avery puts his hands on his hips and looks up to the ceiling. Sons of bitches.
You can see on the bar as well. You can see the familiar the familiar gang tag of the low tide, and it's just a squiggly line with a smaller squiggly line underneath it.
Gotcha.
How very original.
Oh, we're gonna need to buff that out and fix the door.
Okay, so then we're going to go to experience. So first off, we're going to do to my left here with the hound.
Uh-oh.
No, this is a good thing. Well, let's hope so anyway. Alright, let's see. There were no desperate actions on this particular one. It was pretty easy going. Alright, let's see. George, you addressed a challenge with tracking or violence. Yes. You tracked the woman to her home and made sure and found out information where she was and her comings and goings. One experience. You can put that in your playbook or insight, prowess, or resolve.
What does playbook do again?
It increases an advancement in your level. When you do, you can pick another special attribute. The next one is you expressed your belief, drives, heritage, or background. Aside
Yeah,
from
we talked about the mountains.
That's true. You did talk about the mountains, right? Oh, that was another thing too. For the last one, you get another experience because you did something when I did did listening back that you should have gotten experience for that I said no to afterwards during that, but I had forgotten about it. Then I re-listened and I heard it, so that was for that. So
okay.
Alright, so you get 2 experience so far. You struggled with issues of your vice or trauma during the session. No, definitely not. So you get 2 experience. You can put in the playbook, insight, prowess, or resolve. Next up,
Prowess.
we have Zach, the leech.
Yes.
Alright. You addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. Yes, skill and mayhem. You destroyed that panel, and you did it twice. So if you do more than one thing, you get 2 experience for the thing. So 2 experience so far.
Yep.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, or heritage, or background.
Well, the only thing that I really did was just use the voice for the most part, and
Yeah. So I'm going to say, unless you can think of something before it's over, I'm going to say no on that one for now.
Yep.
You struggled with issues with your vice or trauma during the session.
well, I did say that I wanted to get back at Price for what he did to my hands. I didn't struggle with my hands, but
Alright, I'm going to say, so you got 2 experience for the first one anyway.
Yep.
There. Alright, so that's 2 experience.
Broken
Now we
fingers,
go
the ligaments are all still there.
to the slide. Slide. Here we go. Alright, you addressed a challenge with deception and or influence.
Deception,
I think you
for
did.
Sure.
Throwing on that get up to trick that old lady. Alright. You expressed beliefs, drives, and heritage or background. I'm going to say not so much for the score.
No.
You struggled with issues for your vice or trauma during the session. Not so much as well. So 2, did you do any more deception than that one? You guys did kind of dress up and hide yourselves.
Yeah.
overall, yeah. all
So
of
that
us.
was deception and okay, so take 2 for that then. Yeah.
2.
And then for the gang altogether. Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft. Yes, you did. You definitely stole from the lady. So 1 experience to the for the crew. Contended with challenges above your current station. Yes, she was station. She was a tier 1. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Yes, another one. Express goals, drives, or conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Your essential nature was being subtle.
We tried.
We tried. Okay, so 3 experience to the crew playbook then. So bump you guys up a little more.
Woo.
4, so now we're at 7.
5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay, now downtime activities.
You gotta get rid of some stress.
We can spend 1 coin to do an extra downtime activity.
Yep.
But we get 2.
You get 2 to start, and you can spend a coin or reputation as well to do that.
There's also a coin max, right? At the end, like we can't have.
Yep, that's true. But any extra coin that you can't put in the vault or hold on to, you put in your stash.
Vault. I forgot we have a vault too.
Yep, we currently have 10 total coin at the for the crew. 10 total like extra coin, and I have like 1 on my person.
Yeah, you can hold up to 2 coin on your person, and if your vault is full, everything else has got to be divvied up and thrown into stash.
Yep.
But you guys can hold 2 coin on your person.
Mine says I can have, I have 4.
Oh yeah, no, that's like if you have like a thing for it.
Yeah, it should that can be expanded, I believe, but you can hold 2 on your person.
Okay.
All right. So downtime activities. We'll start from this side this time. Cleo, what's your stress like?
I have 4.
4. Did you want to do something
Yeah.
for downtime? You can train, you indulge a vice, or nobody got injured. You suppose you got, you know what, you got bit on the hand.
Yeah.
You got bit on the hand. I'm going to say there is, you did get a harm for that one.
This harm. Oh, it's here.
So let's see. Harm, you're going to get a level 1 harm.
A boo boo.
You now have tetanus.
Woohoo! They probably didn't vaccinate for that then.
Vaccinated for anything back then.
What?
Harm.
I don't think they had vaccinations for anything back then.
Lesser harm, 1. -1 effect. Well, okay, so things that you'll do would be if they were at standard effect, they would be at a limited effect
Okay.
until you get it fixed up. But it's only a level 1 harm.
Okay, well let's get that fixed.
All right, so you're gonna have to. Went too far. All right, so. Clock. It's the first time we're healing. Okay, so you can heal yourself. It costs you 2 stress. Oh no, it requires the physical ability. Never mind. Ah, okay, I see. There it is. So yeah, there are doctors around. It costs 1 stress, and you roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Okay. Cost 1 stress?
And until you guys have a doctor or know somebody that can assist in that sort of thing.
6.
So you have to take the lowest.
Oh,
so
3.
you got 3, and this works the same on, yeah, right here. Critical segments. You rolled 3. Okay, so 1 segment comes off of your healing clock. It has 4 segments on it. Okay, so you find a doctor and you show him your hand. It's pretty, it's a bit of the skin is torn down, a little of the ligament. He throws some stitches in, but you're still being affected by that.
Maybe some Bactine.
And see, harm in this game is a really big deal. It's really hard to get rid of and really easy to get. So we're going to go over to Avery now. What are you going to do, my friend?
He has to de-stress. He's got 2 main things he can do. He can either do an obligation, cover a barback shift, or gamble. That's the things that he likes to do.
Okay.
For the time being, he's going to go ahead and he's going to gamble. He's going to go to a casino and roll with a little tiny bit of money to start, just to kind of get his blood up, I guess one could say.
So I need you to roll your weakest attribute. Your attributes are going to be the
Resolve.
insight, resolve. So yeah, roll that one. And how many pips do you got in resolve?
1.
1? Okay, so roll 1 dice.
1 dice. 1 dice. 4.
4. Okay, what does that bring you down to?
4. Oh, that's like minus 4 stress?
Yep, take off 4 stress.
Down 2.
Down to 2. Okay, very nice. You are sitting down with Nellis. Just playing Nellis one-on-one. And trying he's getting his routine back on the go, and after all the cards and dice have been fixed up to cover the price symbols, and you remove that much stress. Very nice. Sergei, what are you doing?
A couple of beer and a long nap.
All right, you have some stress?
I have 3 stress.
Okay. So I get you to roll your lowest attribute.
Just resolve. There's nothing in it.
Okay, so that's going to be... and you had 1 in yours, right?
Yeah, 1.
So you're going to have to roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
1.
1 stress goes away.
So do we get another round of that?
Yeah, you get another round of downtime.
Which you don't need to use to spend on stress, but...
I need to get rid of stress because I have 5.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
See, and that's where it is. You got to choose: fix yourself if you're hurt, or de-stress. Right? It's a little crunchy for this part, but we'll go for that again.
So I have 1 for inside. So I roll just 1 dice.
Yep.
4.
4. Okay. Down to 1. Very nice. Okay.
Find a nice bar. Have a few drinks.
So you find that same bar that you went to. It's one of the purveyors of your choice, and you head in there. You have a couple of drinks, and it's pretty quiet this time of day in the middle of the week, and takes the edge off a bit.
Whoever's out drinking on a Wednesday probably has problems.
I think you were there next to me, so don't
Probably.
be calling the kettle here.
Hey, we got to do what we got to do.
All right, Avery, downtime.
Alright, so... Second thing that he's going to do is... he kind of wants to work on just tidying up the speak and fixing the windows. I don't know. That wouldn't be...
I would say this is a long-term activity to get the speak back up to snuff.
Okay, gotcha. It's definitely not something that can be accomplished.
All right, so I'm going to say start on your page there. Start a 6-segment clock, please.
6-segment clock.
And a long-term activity. Roll an action and fill a clock defined by the GM.
I want a dog. We will have a mascot.
Alright, so with that, how would that work there?
Yeah, you pick whichever action you want to roll.
Alright, so he is going to go ahead and he's going to work on the windows today.
Okay.
Well, the
windows
door's
and the
also
walls.
messed up. I think that's
Yeah.
probably something that should...
That's important.
Yeah.
Security first.
Door first. He's going to go ahead and make some... he's going to go to a hardware store, basically. And he'll probably drop a coin.
Don't worry about the cost of it. This
yeah.
this goes along with the long-term project. It's the tinker roll.
He'll go ahead and take like a rudimentary measure of everything that he needs to get, and he'll get a door, a new frame, and some windows just to buy them, just to have them so that he can install them later, and new locks on the doors. New locks on the doors. That's what he wants, and some paint for later. Just basically buying all the supplies for the most part to whittle away at everything.
Okay.
And resurface everything. Sandpaper and little sanding blocks. The whole 9 yards as far as he can get at the moment.
All right. So what action you want to roll?
He's going to roll, I guess,
Shopping?
tinker?
Roll for shopping.
Roll shopping.
Yeah, it could be a consort.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and roll consort for that, and he'll roll 2 and take the lowest because he doesn't have a thing in that. He's just kind of looking. 6 or 6.
Oh, nice. That is actually called a critical.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Double
5
ones.
segments on your clock. 5
Holy
segments on your clock.
crap.
Critical. 6
We
and a
were meant
6.
to go shopping today.
There we go.
To get the speed.
So yeah, you get there and you find the guy in the lumber yard, and he kind of walks you around, and you recognize him. He's a guy that used to come into the bar beforehand, and he says, "Avery."
Hi, Jack. You're working here now. Or no, you've always been here.
I've always been here. Well, mostly over there until she burnt down. But what are we gonna help you with?
Well, no two ways about it. We're trying to get it back up and work in order for the most part, and everything's all smashed to hell.
I've seen.
We need the whole lot. We need windows, tables, everything that you could think of for the most part, because they take a liking to taking the baseball bats and whipping them around in there. So
I can help you with that. Yeah, you can. I've been in there enough. I know all the measurements myself. But we got none of those small windows you're looking for. I can give you a nice big plain window though.
well, that's fine. As long as one can look through it, ideally, and it looks at least passable. That's not a problem.
All right, sounds good. I tell you what, I'll take care of all this. You go on back. I'll get it delivered, and I'll give you a hand later on.
Right on. And most of the people would smoke back then.
Oh yeah,
everybody
constantly
smoked, yeah.
smoking all the time. Yeah.
Offers him a cigarette.
He takes it.
Yeah,
He's
takes
got
it.
smoking in the lumberyard.
Yeah. A bad idea, but
No, great idea.
OSHA
And
wasn't
yeah,
bad.
absolutely. You take care of that. That's just fine.
So he goes back and he kicks his feet up on the half jimmied together remnants of a stool.
All right. And you wait for that. Sorry, I forgot to do roleplay for the rest of them guys. I completely out of my mind.
Oh, good.
Cleo, you're at the bar, and at the near the end of the night, you're getting your last kind of drink in, and the bartender says, "Hey, Cleo, we're closing up. You might wanna go home for the night."
Why don't I just go home with you?
Kind of looks around. There's one patron. He looks at you, says, "Hey, we're closed. Get the fuck out." And he walks over and he locks the door. Cleo does not come home tonight. But
As she's known to do.
But she's much de-stressed. And Sergei, you need one more downtime, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what would you like to do? You just kind of finished off a few drinks and woke up from your nap. You can see Avery there with his feet up.
I'm gonna go back to my room and maintain my weapons.
Okay.
Because I probably haven't had a good cleaning for a while.
Maintain his weapons.
Oh, yes. Gotta make sure it all works properly.
His vice is pleasure.
Do you still need to bring down your
Yes.
You only have 2 stress?
I have two left, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to indulge a vice. You want to bring that down further, or do you want to do something else? You want to work on your weapon. Maybe a long-term project?
Just basic maintenance, really.
You see, that's much more of a role
That
play
could be
thing.
his
It's
weird
not much of a
vice.
mechanic, though. How about, I tell you what, that is going to be training. You can do train, maintaining your weapons, so you can put a tick into the one that maybe covers finesse. Put a tick into prowess,
Okay.
maybe, if that's good.
That works.
That kind of suits what you're trying to say. Not to put too many words in your mouth.
Yeah, that
but,
works.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
So I roll 2?
No, you just get a tick in it. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a thing that happens. You get 1 experience for taking the downtime to train.
And
Perfect. And you guys can spend a coin to have another downtime if you like, or you can move on to the
or spend a rep.
or a rep as well. Yeah.
We do have an excess of rep right now. I guess rep is just time. That's how I guess it would work flavor-wise, because if they're not doing anything, they kind of just stagnate.
Yes, basically, yeah. So you do a score, and it's like 2 weeks later that you guys do a score. You spend a week, going to the bar, getting drunk, and spending a week working on your weapons, spending a week working on the bar, getting everything fixed up, which is now looking pretty good. You got a nice big plain window in there, and the guy actually knows somebody who can sandblast So he's got this nice big symbol of the speak right in front of it, right in it.
Yeah.
So it looks very fancy. You were able to buff out the low tide symbol as well and re-lacquer the entire bar.
Very nice. I'm thinking Avery's going to spend a little bit of time just working on he's going to spend a little bit of time working on his resolve, his
training.
Speech training.
Okay, so you're going to... Okay.
So, I wouldn't imagine that there would be, like, charisma schools, if you want to take it like that. Like,
I would say...
Grammar school.
Not grammar, but, like...
It would probably more so be doing the bartender thing you like to do.
Yeah.
Fill in for somebody and just conversing with all sorts and manner of people from, I'm going to try somewhere in Showtown now, see how they like to talk, see what accents they use and stuff like that kind of thing.
Yep. So, he will go ahead and cover a shift for a bar back around there, and he'll work as a barkeep for a few nights, and he'll spend a coin to enable that, of course. Or not a coin, a rep.
Okay.
He'll let one rep whittle down. So just taking another week off, I guess. And
as you're there doing it and stuff, you see a few people. It seems to be you pick somewhere in Showtown, one of the more high class establishments, and a few people. You're talking to them, and it's like, "Oh well, monsieur, I'd like to take some of that warm mandy, please."
Warm mandy. Right, of course. That'll be coming right up. And he looks around for a moment. Warm mandy, warm mandy.
You're not from here, mon ami, are you?
Haven't been around here quite some time. Indeed, I'm learning the local language, if you would like to call it that, I suppose.
He clacks the cane off thing and tips his hat to you, this long top hat, and walks away with his drink. All right. Anybody else want to take an extra downtime if you want to try and recover a little bit more?
So I now.
How do I do that?
Yeah, spend a coin.
I don't know how many coins I have.
Or spend a rep. So
or a rep.
Overall.
How much coin do you guys have total?
Total, we have 10 total right now in the speak.
But would I have had any to come into this?
I think everybody has like 1 or 2.
It depends. You have to take it from the total and what goes in the vault. So if you put it all in the vault, you guys are up to 10 right now.
10
so there's 10 total. So anybody can take your 2 coin from that particular thing.
So I just let time pass basically just to let the rep go down 1.
Yep.
So we're at 8.
And so there's you guys are 2 in excess of 2 over the vault. So if you guys can take like 1 each and drop it, then
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so just mark it up here on your sheet, 1 coin, and you'd mark it down, but you're going to use it right away.
Yeah, I'm going to use it for the healing.
Okay, sounds good. So your vault is full, and you can go back to the doctor again and fix up.
Get my stitches out.
Yeah, get your stitches out.
And I'm going to go drinking again.
Okay.
To fully de-stress.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll do this first. We'll get you to roll your... Excuse me, downtime. It was right here all along. Alright, so you spend the coin and roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
2.
Okay, so 2 more. Good. So he takes the stitches out and he says, it's this old military guy. And he says, I don't even know why you're in here, but it looks like it's good. Stitches out, it's going to heal up fine. You'll be alright.
So, should I have filled in 2 more of those?
Did you fill in those 2?
Yeah.
Yep, so that's good.
Yeah.
So you got 1 more to fill in before you're
before I can get full movement back.
Yeah. And add another stress for that.
Oh, Avery feels now.
Alright, my friend, so you're going to go drinking again?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'll get you to roll So roll your lowest stat, my friend.
That'd be resolve.
Okay, so roll 2 of them and take the lowest.
3.
Okay, 3. And how much stress do you have?
2.
Alright, you get rid of all your stress, but you overindulge.
Oh no.
You get a little flippant with the bar staff. Maybe a little handsy with the waitress walking by and the bartender comes over and taps you on the shoulder and says, "It's about time you get out of here, my friend." You can hear thwack, thwack as he's kind of thumping
A billy club.
Wooden
billy
spoon.
Yeah. What's that thing? Patty whack or something? It's only like this big, and you're supposed to hit them in the back of the head with it.
A nightstick.
It's got a name. Not a nightstick either. It's got a name, but either or. All the
It's
same
like a billy
difference.
club,
Yeah.
Well, okay.
He kind of helps you up on the shoulder and kind of pushes you out. And don't come back!
Where will I spend my money?
He slams the door. But you're no stress. You're gonna have to find a different vice purveyor now, and it'll take kind of like a survey or something, I guess, because you're not just allowed in any speakeasy. Some of them are, but
Yeah.
okay. So there you go, and that's downtime. That's experience. That's the score. That's basically
As well,
a whole turnaround.
I got 6 experience in my resolve. So I got a total, like it's filled up now. So I can get a pip.
Oh, good, excellent. Okay, you pick whichever one is it, what you want.
Yep.
Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been Gritty, Episode 2, Three's Company.